Unit 5 Review Question 24. Perform the indicated operations, show all intermediary steps, write your final answer as a simplified proper or improper fraction and a mixed number when applicable. So question A, 7/6 plus 3/8. So first, notice they have different denominators, so we need to rewrite them as equivalent fractions with common denominators. So the least common denominator is the least common multiple of the denominators. So I'm going to find some multiples of 6, 12, 18, 24. Some multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24. And I could keep going, but I see that we've hit their least common multiple. So now I'm going to rewrite them each with denominators of 24. So to write 7/6 as an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 24, notice to get from 6 to 24 via multiplication, I'd multiply by 4 in the numerator and denominator. So that's 28 over 24. And for 3/8, to get from 8 to 24 via multiplication, I multiply by 3. And I get 9 over 24. So now I can rewrite the initial addition as 28 over 24 plus 9 over 24. When adding fractions, you add the numerator, that's the number of copies, so that would be 37. And you do not add the denominators, you keep the denominator. Remember, that's the size of the pieces that don't change. Okay. I can see this is completely simplified. They don't have any common factors. So this is the improper fraction form. We're also asked to write it as a mixed number, and since this is an improper fraction, we can. 24 goes into 37 once, and it would have a remainder. That difference is 13 over the denominator 24. Let's look at the next one. Now we're subtracting. Notice they have different denominators, but their least common multiple is 6. So 3 would be 3, 6, 9. 6 would be 6, 12, etc. So we only need to rewrite 7/3 with a denominator of 6. So 7/3, to write it with a denominator of 6, we multiply the top and bottom by 2. So it's 14/6. So 14/6 minus 1/6. Okay, we subtract the numerators, keep the denominator. So 14 minus 1 is 13 over 6. They share no common factors, so that's a completely simplified improper fraction as a mixed number. 6 goes into 13 twice, and that would be 12, so there's 1 left over the denominator. Next, we're asked to add two mixed numbers. Okay, so remember that 1 1/4 really means 1 plus 1/4, and 3 1/2 means 3 plus 1/2. Okay. So we can add the whole number parts and the fractional parts separately. So I'm going to think of this as 1 plus 3 plus 1/4 plus 1/2. So I could rearrange the order since it's all addition. So 4 plus 1/4 plus 1/2. Okay. So now I just need to add these fractional parts. Okay. So they don't have the same denominator, but notice their least common denominator is 4. So I'm going to go over here to write 1/2 as a number over 4. I'd multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. So this equals 4 plus 1/4 plus 2/4. 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. And now to write the original type of form for a mixed number, we don't include this plus sign. We'll just write this as 4 3/4. Let's look at the next one. Here we're multiplying 4 over 21 times 7 over 12. So to multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators and you multiply the denominators. But before you do that, you want to check to see if they have any common factors. If you cancel them out now before you multiply, it makes your computations easier. So if the numerator shares a common factor with either number that are denominators. So 4 and 12 have a common factor of 4, so I'm going to divide 4 by 4 and I get 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Now 7 and 21 have a common factor of 7, so 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. Now I'm noticing the numerators and denominators no longer share any common factors besides 1, so this is equivalent to 1 times 1 over 3 times 3, which is 1/9. Okay? And if we've canceled out all the common factors in the beginning, before we multiply, then there won't be any common factors in the end. So this is completely simplified, which you can probably see. Next, we have a division problem. We learned a few ways to do this, but let's use the way that works for any type of division problem. You keep the original fraction, change division to multiplication, and you reciprocate or flip the second fraction. So 3/8 divided by 1/4 is the same as 3/8 times 4 over 1. Okay. Now we'll cancel out common factors just like we did when we multiplied here. So you want to do that after you change it to multiplication, not before. 4 and 8 have a common factor of 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 8 divided by 4 is 2. I don't see any more common factors besides 1. So this is 3 times 1 over 2 times 1, which is 3/2. And the last one, we have 1 1/4 divided by 3 2/3. Now, since these are both mixed numbers, when you're multiplying or dividing mixed numbers, you need to change them to improper fractions first. And the reasoning is basically can be understood by looking at this example up here. If we're dividing, we need to do the division first, but these are really representing addition. Okay, so if we write them as improper fractions first, then we don't have to worry about this addition situation. So 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So 5/4 divided by 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. Okay. So now these are single fractions, not mixed numbers. There's no addition, so we can follow the same procedure from the last problem. Keep the first fraction just as it is, change division to multiplication, reciprocate the second fraction. Now I'm checking for common factors. 5, neither of these have a factor of 5. Neither of these have a factor of 3, so I don't need to cancel. I can just multiply and it will be completely simplified. And our result is 15 over 44.